Hey, BoLS fans, AdamHarry back again with another quick unboxing. Today we are looking at the new Combat Arena, which is the fast-paced miniatures combat game from Games Workshop. This game retails for $39.95, and it should be in stores everywhere by the time you see this video. Combat Arena features 4 new miniatures from Games Workshop and a little combat tile board. It's a hex-based game, very similar to some of the other kind of arena combat games GW has done in the past. So we're gonna go ahead and bust this open and take a look inside. Here we go. I haven't taken a look at the side of this box yet, but ooh. Okay, we got a bunch of tokens, as you can see. They're sealed. There's the board. We'll open these up in a second. There's the rulebook, nice and big, very large, probably oversized print and stuff. So yeah, real easy to read. It's actually deceptively oversized, so it's only 15 pages of rules, and there's a whole lot of background about the characters and stuff. Very cool. Looks like we actually have 5 miniatures instead of just 4, which is kind of cool. So yeah, we will go through that here shortly. There's a little pamphlet thing here. Yep, little catalog. There's some dice, but you gotta have dice to play. There's the sprue for the miniatures. So it's just a single sprue, and these look like push fit, so that's not too shabby. We've got some cards, which we'll open up. There's the 5 bases for the miniatures, and more cards, and more cards. These are the action cards, and these were the initiative cards. So, yep. And then character sheets, little mini cards here, and then some bags. And just because we always like to check to see if there's anything hidden, nope, nothing hidden in there, but just the vacuum form plastic container here for you. So let's go ahead and pause real fast and take a look at those miniatures. Here are the miniatures that are coming in the box. As you can see, there are actually 5 minis on the sprue. Like I mentioned earlier, they are push fit. Lots of detail here. I'm gonna attempt to read their names. I'm probably gonna butcher them, but first up, we have the Servitor Fighter X101. Then we have the Rogue Trader, I believe. That is Naaman Shai Murad. Which, matter of fact, let me show you these cards off while we're doing that. This is X101, as you can see here. There's their card. This little thing on the back for what happens if they get defeated. Naaman Shai Murad, as you can see, the Rogue Trader. And then, I don't even know how to start with this one. Daedalosus, I think is, I'm going to go with that one, pronunciation. But there you go. And then Aradia Madeline, like Magellan, but Madeline, I think. And then also Gottfried de Montbard. So there you have them. There's the that's a Crusader as well. But those are the 5 characters. Again, really highly detailed miniatures, push fit, pretty easy to assemble. They are slotted based as well, so just put them on there. You probably want to use some good clippers. You don't need glue, but I would highly recommend plastic glue if you're going to use any type of glue to keep these guys assembled, especially if you're going to paint them up. But you should end up with a pretty cool set once you're done. Show these off already, but these are the 5 fighter reference card that you'll get in the set here. Each one shows you kind of their abilities, their unique actions, and things like that. On the right, those little red markers there are the health markers. You also have when you get wounded and stuff like that, you place markers there. But these just show you how their attacks work, or their movement and stuff like that. So each fighter is going to have a really easy to read kind of breakdown card for you as well. On the back of the cards, you'll see, as I mentioned earlier, kind of these fighter downed or fate of the defeated stuff. When your initiative card comes out, roll a dice and look at the results on the table. So they may come back, they may cause problems and stuff like that. So it's kind of neat. Just because you get knocked out of the arena fight, you may not be out completely. A real quick look at the board. This is a tile-based system, as I mentioned earlier, with the hexes on the tile for the arena, and it is double-sided, so you have 2 different arenas to fight over. Slightly different formation here. Believe these are kind of like impassable terrain areas, so it provides a little bit of cover. Also, you get this fancy punch-out sheet. This is going to be your initiative trackers and stuff like that, wound markers, and all the extra tokens you'll need for the game. You kind of hinted at these earlier. There are 3 different decks that come in the box. First up, we have the initiative cards. This deck here has these different symbols on it to tell you kind of when they're going based on the characters in there. So that's what the symbols represent. Then we also have the action cards, and these are cards that tell you what kind of actions you can do here. So pretty straightforward there. And finally, we have the critical injury cards. Now, not all of these are bad. Adrenaline Surge is actually not terrible, but these are crits, so most of them will end up being very bad if you end up taking one of these cards. And there's 12 of those, so only one of those is good. You don't want those cards. Let's flip through the rulebook real fast. Now, this isn't going to be a tutorial on how to play, just a really fast overview. This is an arena-based game, as we mentioned, with the board. The whole concept of the game is just to be kind of king of the hill. Last one standing, just kind of beat down the other people. Now, theoretically, you could play on teams if you wanted to, but I feel like that'd get kind of lopsided pretty fast. Then again, part of the strategy might be trying to make friends before you... if you're playing a 4-way free-for-all, make a friend before you go at the other guys. So it's really easy. The game takes place in rounds. There's 2 stages in each round, the prepare and the fight phase. Once each player is activated and done those, a new round begins. The prepare phase, you just shuffle the action cards together. You deal those to each player to form their hand. Don't show other people that. And then you put as many initiative cards forward as your current energy level, which is this kind of initiative tracker here, the energy track. And then you fight, and then you draw cards from the initiative deck, and then you kind of go from there. As I mentioned earlier, down here in the corner, again, talking about movement and attacks and stuff like that. It's all on the cards. It's really straightforward. Talking about fighter arcs and everything like that. Because it is a hex-based game, it's pretty easy to figure out how stuff works. And then winning the game again, last where you're standing, so it's super not complicated. It does go through some combat variants here, so like I said earlier, Brothers in Arms is kind of a team-up, 2-on-2 battle, Kingslayer, 3 to 4 players recommended for that one. Somebody's a champion and the others fight them, they get some extra bonuses and stuff. Single combat, two players, little one-on-one action, and then combat protocols. But, yeah, that's when you start, you add the X101 cards to the deck. So, there's a lot more stuff going on here. Yeah, X101 activated, awaiting command input. So, the rest of the book kind of goes through the history and the lore, which is kind of neat. So if you're unfamiliar with the universe at all, this will help you get acclimated to what's going on. And just a neat little primer. And then a little background about each of the fighters. So yeah. And finally, yeah, just a quick assembly guide. So the assembly instructions are actually part of the rulebook. Again, it's a single sprue. It's not too bad. Get some clippers and some plastic glue. You'll be all set. But yeah, that's Combat Arena. I hope you've enjoyed this quick unboxing. I'm AdamHarry from BoLS, signing off. Click to subscribe. Check out more videos. And thanks for watching.